Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you a Liberty Bowl game preview between the Iowa State Cyclones and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with Iowa State.
When you look at Tulsa in this matchup, you instantly want to go back to the first meeting and find out what happened and what worked well. I think it was the balance that killed Tulsa in that first week of the season. Still, Jantz has to find a way to regain that passing rhythm that he had in week one. He's a tough competitor, a guy that's going to try to keep plays alive with his legs. He has to find Chris Young in the passing game, has to continue to run the football with Chantrell Johnson, who gashed these guys also in week one. They can run the football. Iowa State is not a bad football team, but it's all about having balance. If they can do that, they can win this matchup. Now, defensively, after Jake Knox got hurt, it's been a different unit. This was a different defense, but you got to give props to A.J. Klein, who has done an outstanding job. He's still a stud, done an outstanding job all season long. And what's important is that they've played Tulsa already, so they have a pretty good idea of what's going on, what to expect. And the most important thing for these guys to do this game is to not get outflanked on the perimeter. If they allow Tulsa to get to the outside, it could be a problem. So that's going to fall on the shoulders of those cornerbacks, making sure they step up in the running game and make plays at or near the line of scrimmage. Now let's move over to Tulsa in this ball game, and I love the Golden Hurricane down in the red zone. I think that's an underrated aspect of their offensive game plan. I think the hammer, Willie Carter, is a big reason why he's able to punch it in 5 yards and in, and also is a valuable receiver out of the backfield at that H-back position. And you look at overall, they can run the football, which is mission number one versus Iowa State. You want to neutralize this ball game, shrink it, force Iowa State to throw the football, and that goes by chewing up the TOP. But I think they have to be able to involve wide receiver Kiaris Garrett early in the ball game. 6'4", 207 pounds. Getting him involved early would go a long way in providing that balance that you want offensively. Now, defensively, stopping Iowa State, you look at what you have to do. Linebacker play will be important. You got to stop the run. You got to protect gaps. You got to stay gap discipline. Otherwise, just like the first meeting, they can gash you for big plays. And now you can go single high safety, put that safety closer to the box, be in better position to stop the run, because if you can't do that versus the Cyclones this time around, they could definitely win this ball game and walk away Liberty Bowl champions. Keep an eye on linebacker A.J. Klein. Yes, he plays next to another pro prospect in Jake Knox, who won't be playing this ball game, but Klein is an outstanding prospect in itself, a guy that is always around the football, 6'1", 244 pounds, excellent cover skills, and also is not afraid to meet the rubber at the road at the line of scrimmage. This guy will be a solid pro for many, many years. And Willie Carter, another H-back coming out of Tulsa. He may not be in the same class as Charles Clay, but he's very good in his own right. This is a guy at 6'2", 233 pounds. Once he gets near the goal line, he becomes their short yardage back, and he could power it in there. So this guy does have the ability to catch the football out of the backfield and flank out versus linebackers and safeties, but also has the talent enough to be a short yardage goal line back, gives him that versatility that you want at the next level. Troy Davis was one of the best running backs in college football history. You look at this guy, two-time All-American in 1995 and 1996. Now, in 95, he finished 5th in the Heisman Trophy voting and 2nd in 96. First running back in NCAA history to post back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons. Howard Twilley was definitely a campus legend for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane from 1963 to 1965. He posted back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons, which was unheard of at the time. 32 touchdowns in his career and 10.5 yards per catch. First team All-American in 1965 and finished 2nd in the Heisman Trophy voting. I like Tulsa in this ball game. I think the second time around will be golden for the Hurricane. You look at the defense now playing a lot better than they were in week one. And I look at Iowa State still struggling to throw the football. And I think right now Tulsa will be able to get pressure, force Iowa State to be one-dimensional, and ultimately come away Liberty Bowl champions.